Hey everybody, it's Jessie here in Connecticut. Top coder handle JMPLD40. Congratulations on being a TCO finalist. It's a huge accomplishment. You should so be proud of yourself. I really wish we could be there in person, giving you all hugs, but I'm happy that we're all safe. Best of luck to all of you in your competition finals. I hope you enjoy TCO.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 2020 Top Coder Open. Adam Moorhead, adroc from Prairie Village, Kansas. Congratulations to all of our finalists for making it this far. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in the arena. Good luck.
Hi, this is Mess coming from Connecticut. Real excited about this year's TCO. I got my top coder gear, my top coder mask. Sorry you're not going to see everybody in person this year. Best of luck to all the finalists, and can't wait to see how this year's virtual TCO turns out. You can see I'm working. This is usually where I work outside, but due to the snow, it's a little bit tough work outside weather, so working inside today. Thanks.
It's design day here at TCO. Finally, this is day one of the design finals. Let me just turn this a little bit for you, get a little bit more of a view here. We are going to be talking design. We're going to be looking at designs. We're going to understand what the problems are that they are designing for. And also, this is the second year we are doing a bracket style tournament for this competition. So let's kick it over to Pereviki. Luis and Fajar, unfortunately, their connections weren't that great to work with the system, but we still have Pereviki, and Adam will be joining us shortly. He's actually in the middle of judging the second round. So let's kick it over to Vicky and let's see how she's doing over there. Vicky, how's it going?
Hey guys, heartbeat is 130. Really excited for the 20th TCO and the design challenge, which is live right now in a bracket style, as Nick said. We are at round 2 right now. We will show you how this is going on because this year we have 11 contestants in this beautiful championship, and that's why we had to a little bit modify the brackets, which basically means that people are competing one-on-one against each other. So each round they only have to beat that one person against them, which is, for me at least, in last year that was something which bring me some luck because I ended up at the first seeding round
That's
at the
right.
very bottom. So this actually this whole thing starts with the seeding round, which means all the designers are working on the same problem. This is not a 30-minute challenge. This is a longer one, and based on those submissions, the judges can put them into these brackets. So the good ones against the first one against the last one or something like that. I'm not completely sure how this is going on.
We can dive into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
I love it though. I love that you get like straight down to business, but come on, let's just say hello for a second. You just went right into it, didn't you? How are you doing? How are you and your daughter doing handling this pandemic? Is it different at all? Because I know you like to travel, right? And that must be a little difficult right now.
Yeah, it is. Definitely it is. So I'm kind of living from my memories from last year. We did a lot of traveling together with Yo-Yo and also with the guys. So yeah, I miss it very much.
Because you actually went on a trip with some of the other top coder designers after the last TCO, right?
Yes, yeah. And also during the summer, our Top Coder Nation founding trip, or how should I coin that, which was great, which we did with Ravi and Luis, and also some other guys joined us for shorter periods. And that is really awesome that we made that decision last year. That is something that I remember a lot, that it's so lucky that we have these memories now. Yeah, it's really bad. I miss traveling so much.
Yeah, I love the sense of community here at Top Coder, especially with you guys. You have this like nice group of people, mainly designers, but you welcome from everybody from all the tracks, and you've actually created with Luis and everyone there that on Facebook you have a Top Coder Nation page, and you have people that go out there and like post things and tell each other about your experiences and things like that. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, I think that it was originally it was Louis's idea at some point, and then when we traveled, we wrote some articles about our experiences. Like I have one, I have to reread my own article because that is so unbelievable. When we were in a very remote place, we had no internet, and I really had to submit something. Or
Mhm.
I was also co-piloting a challenge, Jesse's fun challenge, so it was very important. And also I was in SAS,
If it's
so
Jesse's, then it's definitely very important.
yeah, obviously. And then I had to find a solution. And I'm not a brave person to go out alone at 6 o'clock in a very remote Indian, village. And I
Right.
did that, and it's amazing to just think about it right now. So we have all these. Luis has some very interesting articles about working during traveling
Hmm.
and things like that. So that's how it started. And then now many other people joined that Facebook page you mentioned, the Top Coder Nation Facebook page, and
Yeah,
they
everyone check it
post
out if you're
post
watching
some
this.
interesting.
Top
Yeah.
Coder Nation. All right, let's actually now get back to business a little bit. Now, you mentioned the bracket before. Let me just pull that up so everyone can kind of see what we're talking about here. So, this is what it looked like going into the day. So, you see, we have our 11 competitors. We had a 12th, but they were unable to compete this year. So, we have one less match that you see, or that you don't see, rather. So I am Tong, and Yoki, Ravi June, Toto PC, I am Infinite. They all got buys to the next round. So they didn't have to compete in round number one. So after that, we look and see what happened after round one. Round one has already passed. And again, like I said, round two is being judged right now. So we'll have those results in a little bit. But if we look at what happened after round one, we do see that it looks like Arif has won his match, Stark has won his, and Rajesh has won his match, moving them to the next round. And as we just said, these matches have already completed. We are just waiting on the results, and that's why Adam's running a little bit late. Vicky, what do you think about this so far? The first matches. Any surprises here?
Yeah, for instance, last year LOI as a beginner in Top Coder, but he's an educated designer, so it wasn't. Yeah, it was a big surprise, but still, it's he's yeah. I look up to him because of this. So he became the champion last year. So he competed with Arif right now in the first round.
Mhm.
And that's a kind of a surprise based on the statistics that Arif could win that round. I mean, that bracket. So LOI
Here,
lost.
why don't we take a look real
Team. And yeah, actually, he has also have some fine arts background, which is interesting, and that's how he's used to UI design.
Uh-huh.
Um, and LOI, he really just joined Top Coder in 2019.
Oh, very
Uh,
recently.
yeah, very recently. Yeah. So he only competed in like 27 challenges altogether.
Hmm.
And RAF, he competed in 76, so it's like the three times that much. And yeah, based on this, of course, the placements they got is also a little different. Like Ariev could win 3 Ruxes already, and he had 12 Rux placements. I'm very into Ruxes because I like those types of challenges.
Yeah, the fast ones.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain what a rux is for those who may be watching don't know?
Okay, so a Rux challenge goes on for like 3 days, 72 hours. Problem, and usually it is done to get so the clients are very engaged in these kind of competitions because on the checkpoint rolling sorry rolling checkpoint round,
Mhm.
they are also there to judge the designs. And also it's a little bit different because you don't have to submit for a checkpoint if you want to go on the second round, on the final round. So
You
many
don't
people,
have
for
to.
instance,
Okay.
yeah, you don't have to do that. Otherwise, on the regular challenges, you have to submit for a checkpoint to be able to be eligible for the second round. And what I realized, for instance, is that Tong, uh, who is a very successful designer on Top Coder, he usually he doesn't really submit for a rolling checkpoint on Ruxes
Oh,
until I think he's the most. Let me see. I think he has the most Rux wins still because he's so good.
so it's a
Um,
strategy almost by not submitting to the.
might be
Okay.
because you can always learn from others' feedbacks as well,
Exactly.
and on the same at the same time they cannot learn from yours if you don't submit to the checkpoint. And yeah, if the more experienced you are, of course, as in any other field, uh, the easier it gets. However, these problems come from you know from anywhere from a lot of variety of fields. I
So
really
it's
think
not the
those
same thing over and over.
no, it's
That.
not, definitely not. But it's true for all the top coder works. I think even if it's not design, I guess it's kind of similar to I mean, on other tracks as well, that they can work on very different problems, and I think that that's a very good, a very big advantage over working in a 9 to 5 job.
Totally agree. I am all for that. Just so we can keep moving on a little bit, let's talk about LOI. We mentioned him for a second, but we're going to pull up his stats here. And if you could just tell us a little bit about LOI, maybe some of his fun facts. It's a little small on my screen, but maybe you can see it a little better.
No, I don't. So yeah, he's a postgraduate design designer. So
Okay.
yeah, that's something that I love about him. And see, he's such a humble guy. I had the chance to meet him, of course, last year.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
and yeah, last year he became the TCO champion in the on the design track, and it was such a beautiful thing as he was. Uh, I don't know if you can share it somehow. As he was celebrating it on the stage,
Uh huh.
he went on his knees. That was beautiful.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
Yeah, that was really a beautiful moment.
Oh, he was so
Um,
happy to have like finally made it all
yeah,
the way, huh?
yeah. And as I heard that he could build a house for his family from the
Oh,
prize he got there. That is so beautiful as well.
really? He
Yeah.
built a house. That all right. All right, guys, if you're not on top code already designing, get to it. Build yourself a house. All right.
Yeah.
We also had Iqbal Hood versus Rajesh. Let's first look at Iqbal Hood. See some of his stats here. What do you know about Iqbal Hood?
Um, I think that what I know about him by heart is that he's also he started out as a developer or he's still a developer, so he's not not originally not from a design background, and
Mm-hmm.
it always makes me it's really great when people are just started falling in love with design from a very different uh, field, and then they can be successful. Um, so he was saying he participated in one of the boot camps, of coder design boot camps, and then that's how he learned about UI and UX design. And since then, he's submitting for a lot of challenges, even for my challenges. I see him a lot.
Yeah, it looks like here as one of the fun facts, he used to be a local archery athlete and and then a mobile developer. So this guy's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
all over the place, huh?
yeah.
He's a Renaissance
That's why he know
man.
how. Yeah, that's how he know how to aim for the big things, right?
Exactly, exactly. I was pretty good there. I like that joke. He was playing Rajeshrathod, who will actually be on the post-match interview.
Mhm.
Here's Rathod. What do you know about him?
Uh, I know that he's from India, and I also know actually again by heart because I was competing again, maybe against him in another bracket challenge. I have just seen him that he's so fast. It's amazing. A great designer. He's been uh, since when he's I'm sorry. He's been a yeah he's been a top coder member since 2006. Oh my God, long time. And yeah, fun fact, he has watched Breaking Bad, the series, 6 times already. I love that as well.
Breaking Bad. That's a long show. Each show is like an hour, and there are a lot of shows
Yeah,
in each season. So when does he have time to design?
that's why he's so fast. He wants to go back to Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's why. That makes sense. And I guess I misspoke. Iqbal Hood is playing Stark. So actually, let's go to Stark real quick. And I know you know who Stark is.
Of course. I just can't remember the numbers after his handle, so I just called
Oh
him
yeah,
by his
yeah.
first name.
Just Stark, just Stark. But he's one of the people that you went on a trip with, right? After TCO.
Yes,
So
yes.
what do you know about him? What's
He,
his story?
yeah, he's a very humble guy as well. Um, uh, I think he just graduated in computer science, and he also I think he started out on the IT side on top coder, and somehow he came to the design part somehow. We never know what happened there, and yeah, I know that we thought a lot of times that his story is just amazing. That he had no idea. I mean, he had no background in
At
design,
all.
and in like at all, at all.
Wow.
Uh, and but he was so yeah he knows how to aim as well because he went up to everyone and he was talking to me as well a lot and asking a lot of questions how to do this how to do that.
Hmm.
He was so goal oriented or so he really wanted this and look at him that this is his second TCO and
Oh, and he
he
was a
also
computer
won.
science graduate, huh? That's what it says in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
profile. Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
He also won the Indian TCO regionals,
Hmm.
which is I was really happy for him. uh yeah, he's one of my favorites, I think, in this. No offense, but yeah, he's a friend, so
Of course, of course. You gotta cheer for who you know there.
yeah.
In the next match, we had Rajesh, and he was up against Carm.
Hmm. Actually, I think I just competed against him once. I know his story that he won one of the TCO championships back in 2017, maybe.
Yeah, it was
Um,
actually a regional. I was at that one too, which is pretty crazy.
and yeah, I was just up against him during the Vulcan challenges. I think he won something there, but then yeah, we know what happened. So yeah, he also he started through SRMs on top coder. That's crazy again for me. How these guys can make this switch, Like yesterday, yeah, it
Didn't you
was
make
just
a similar
yesterday.
switch though?
Not really. I used to learn programming, but I was never like,
Oh.
I have a business degree. That's the switch.
Hey, that's a switch. That's a
Yeah, that's a switch.
business
Kind of,
design.
yeah. Yeah, that's happened to me. So we are happy to see him again because he's not really competing that much nowadays. I don't really see him so much.
You don't.
No, 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 no. Yeah, he is a member since 2006 as well, and his number of competitions like 68, which is
Hmm.
not that much. Won 1 rocks and have like 21 first place wins in other um, competitions. Yeah, that's not that bad actually, compared to what I just said. That I don't really see him competing all the time. Like we have members who you see on every challenge, almost every challenge, and you fear them, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of someone you see all the time, we have I Am Tong, who got first place bye. He's ranked number 1.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
this guy is. Does everyone fear Tong as a designer going up against Tong? You're like, oh no, or does it make you want to be better?
I guess all of us have some kind of fear when you have to go against him. Or yeah, that's true. Whenever I see him that he's registered for the same challenge that I'm
Hmm.
competing on, that I have this. Oh, come on, no. Where does this guy get the time? What is he doing? Does he has a like a time machine or something with 2 kids? And he has a family, and he's also, as I know, he's a video game fan. So he has
Oh,
all
he
these
is
things
okay.
in his life, and then how? Of course, he's very experienced and very good designer, great designer. And what how to say? So it's amazing how brave and bold steps he can make in design sometimes. So since I'm a co-pilot as well,
Hmm.
sometimes not sometimes, all the time I see the submissions, uh, and I also do DRB reviews, and he can be very you know surprising. He can make surprising moves, and then you have this feeling that of course you can't, how to say, you can talk to them about this, but still sometimes I have this feeling of like, I hope that the client will like it, because that was such a bold move that, oh my god, I wouldn't be able to do that move, but he did that. And in one of the recent challenges I ran, he won something with a phew, with a really really big move.
Yeah, well, hopefully, when Adam comes in soon, we can start looking at designs. You guys can start talking about it, and we'll probably feature I Am Tong on one of those. So before we move on, I'd like to just make a quick announcement. And this announcement is for the Rodeo 2 Challenge. Uh, as you can, is it not popping up? I see us on here. Let me see if I can get that to pop back up for a second. We have like this whole ad that's just beautiful. Let's
In the
see.
originals, I actually draw a nice, what is it, on iPad. I draw, for Stark and LOI. They were the last competitors. Oh, it's there. Okay,
There
I
we
saw.
go. No, no, that was good. That was, you know what? That's the sign of a great host there, just filling in the time with some talking. I love it. Okay. As for Rodeo 2, yes. So we do have a session in Hopin if you are watching there for all those Rodeo 2 challenge winners. They're starting a session, so join there for that. If you are in Hopin, I believe Harshit will have a more direction for you there. All right. We got it up finally. We did it, Vicky.
Awesome.
All right, let's get back to us. People want to see our shining faces. So we talked about I Am Tong. He has now faced a Reef in round 2. So a Reef has to go up against the Giant. The next match, however, we have I Am Infinite versus Yoki. Both of them getting a bye. I Am Infinite. Let's bring him up. Maybe if I put it on the right scene, huh? Let's go. I Am Infinite. Have you faced off against this guy?
Uh, Whew, that's a good question. In ordinary challenges, of course. I don't remember in the brackets. I only remember Tong because I had to
Okay.
face them. Yeah, I'm Infinite. He's great. He's winning everything what Tong doesn't. So it's like he's
Everything that Tong doesn't.
yeah, yeah. Recently, or maybe I would say that in last year or 1.5 years, he's also the guy who, if you see in the registrants list, then you have to something to be feared of. He's great. He's also really good in what he's doing, and I think that he's also coming from a dev background kind of thing. So he has done a lot of things in his life. He was also a development instructor.
Development instructor.
Yeah, and also he's a product designer right now, and he's into UX design, and he's great. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, I can see it. As a co-pilot, I can sneak into his his designs and uh, check it out what he's doing there. And I guess that he's one of course, all 11 has a chance to be a champion
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
absolutely.
He's probably one of them who has the most chances.
All right, good to know. We got Yoki coming up here. Yoki's been around for a while, it looks like. He has 105 first place wins.
Wow.
That is amazing. He's been to 8 TCOs, but has yet to claim the prize of TCO champion. Do you think this year might be the year?
It might be. You never know. He has won originals. No, he what was that? He won the Design Month bracket challenge. I think that was the first bracket challenge, right?
Uh-huh.
During the Design Month this year in May, and he won that. He had great designs, and yeah, he has solid work. Uh, it was fun that I have heard from Adam that when I am Tong was when he won his first TCO. I don't know which one it was. I'm sorry. And Yoki started out at the last, at the last placements in the first rounds, and then he actually finished on the second place, and it's there's a fun picture that Tong knows that he won. He's happy. He's hands in the air, and then Yoki's like holding his head because he didn't know what is happening. Oh my god!
Oh, that's a classic
How is it done?
Yoki move right there. All right. And then on the next challenge, since Stark advanced to the next round, he is facing off, and I know you know this guy, Ravi June.
Oh no! Oh, why those two? Oh, of course, Ravi June. That name.
Stark and Ravi. But Ravi's not going to go easy, right? I know they're friends, but
yeah,
Ravi's going
he
for
can
the gold,
smile
right?
and yeah, crush everyone. Yeah, Ravi's a great designer, although he's not really not working so much right now, at least
Uh-huh.
in the top quarter. He can say that he's traveling now. I guess he's not. Yeah, he's also great. He's been with us, I think, since 2014 or 15, and yeah, he had a great path. Learned a lot from everyone. I hear him a lot of times saying that Adam showed him. I mean, he told him a lot of things, and he's great. He has a really solid work as well. Yeah, Ravi. I'm not happy that they have to compete against each other.
That's great. Sorry, I am just a little bit silent because we finally got Adam here. Let's cut to Adam. See how he's doing, how he's feeling after judging for so long.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. Hey, Vicky, how are you doing?
Hey, Adam. Thanks, I'm surviving.
Good, good.
Everyone left
He's
me.
doing great.
So we just finished up round 2, and we have a lot of crazy movement in our bracket. I don't know, Vicky, have you explained to everyone the bracket so far, or where would you like me to kind of jump in?
Slightly, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we haven't talked about that. These rounds are just 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes to change the word.
Okay. Well, I'll just kind of start at the top a little bit. So for everyone out there, we are doing a bracket tournament. So think of like in the U.S., it would be like the NCAA basketball tournament. And so we are doing bracket style. We have 11 competitors. We had 12, but someone did drop out. So we are doing an 11 competitor bracket. So that does adjust a few things. So to be clear, what that means is that our round one, we only had 6 competitors. Okay. And so that means we also seeded our competitors. So before we started our UI design championship, we had a seed challenge a week ago, and from that challenge, we then we judged the designs and we seeded the designers. Okay, and so our seeds 1 through 5 got a bye in round one, and seeds 6 through 11 had to compete and do this head-to-head competition, which I'm very excited about. And so if you look at the bracket right now, you'll see the round one, problem 2, and then problem 3 is our lower bracket, or in some cases you may call the loser's bracket. I don't really want to use that term, but it's our lower bracket, right? So the idea is that if you lost in round one, and you lost in round 2, then you are competing in the lower bracket of round 3, okay? And then what happens is tomorrow we will then have the upper bracket and lower bracket compete on the same problem. And then again, we will have a lower bracket competition. So our tournament is a double elimination 11-person bracket tournament, okay? And our designers are competing head-to-head, battling each other. And it's crazy because you only have to beat the designer you're competing against at that moment. Okay, and as we've been judging, it's been a very crazy experience to see that some of the matchups are so hard to call. Like the designers have almost similar solutions, and then some of the matchups, maybe the designers, it was too fast and they don't have as much to look at, or they went very very clean and not a lot of graphics, very information architecture, but then both designers did that, right? So it's so far it's been very interesting seeing those matchups. Okay, great. Yeah, we just did it. So in round one, I'll just cover off on that. But in round one, we had a Reef K win against LOI. We had Stark win against Iqbal Hood. We had Rajesh win against Carm. And Rajesh, as we're talking, he came in and he came in hot and had, I don't know, 4 or 5 screens. Solving the problem in 30 minutes, which was pretty crazy. And then here in round 2, we had I Am Tong compete against Arif, I Am Infinite against Yoki. Those 2 of them had a bye, so that was our 5 and 4 seed. Ravi June versus Stark, and Rajesh against Toto TPC. So this was another 30-minute challenge. Okay, and this round 2, we were focused on a mobile application, an iPhone application that would allow you to, we called it the Modern Gardener, and it would allow you to quickly analyze a plant or a seed and quickly understand what it is, so you would know if it's something that you could leverage, or you could plant in your garden. So in this time of COVID, many of us are starting gardens. We're beginning gardeners. And the idea is that this application would help you with understanding what you could grow in your garden, in your region, in your climate. And we had some pretty cool solutions that came out of it, again, in 30 minutes. So the winners out of round 2, we had I Am Tong advancing, and I Am Tong, and then I Am Infinite and is advancing in the upper bracket, and Yoki lost and he went down into the lower bracket. And I Am Infinite and Yoki had designs that were very similar solves, very close to each other, which was a very tough judging. And then we had Ravi June and Stark. Again, they were very close, very similar solves. Stark, our number 6 seed, took out our number 3rd seed, Ravi June. So Stark is continuing. In the upper bracket, Ravi June's moving into the lower bracket. And then Rajesh, who is our 10th seed, won again. So he's staying in the upper bracket, and he beat our number 2 seed, Toto TPC, and Toto TPC is moving down into the lower bracket. What's crazy here is Toto TPC had some technical issues, some connection issues, but he did submit. I was amazed by what he actually ended up submitting once I learned it was him, because he did have connection issues the entire time. And again, him and Rajesh were, head to head. Like, it was very tight, selecting the winners. So competing right this minute in round 3, problem 3, we have Toto TPC against LOI. So our 2 against our 8. We have our 4 seed Yoki against 11 Iqbal Hood. And we have our number 9 Reef K against our number 7 Carm. So very excited about this this problem 3 and essentially this competition with our lower bracket. So Vicky, what's your thoughts right now on these matchups?
Who will win? Okay, that's interesting that you brought this upper lower bracket things. I wasn't sure I understood it first, but now it's clear. As we already discussed with Nick, that I was surprised by LOI and REF, the first round, that REF could beat LOI, who was the champion last year.
Yep.
But he's also, of course, he's also a great designer. Like everyone is at this point. So yeah, it's only just what can you do in that 30 minutes
Yes.
or 10? Last year, I will have to tell these guys that they shouldn't really submit 10 screens for a 30-minute challenge, because next year you will only let them compete for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah, usually that's me, the second group. That it's ugly, but but at least it solves the problem. Oh,
some of our designers here. So he did. Okay. Well, I guess right now, just looking at Toto TPC and LOI. So Toto TPC. He's out of the Philippines. He qualified for the 2015 and our 2020 Top Coder Open. He has competed. He has won prizes or placed in 95 challenges since 2014. And then we have LOI, who is our reigning champion. So he is our returning champion from last year, where he won in Houston, which was the first time we actually had a bracket style challenge. And LOI has won, he's been a member since 2019. So he had a great 2019 where he actually took the championship. And he has won prizes in 27 challenges. So 12 first, 2 seconds, and 12 third places since he has been, and of course, the big championship last year. So I think that's going to be a great matchup there. A little bit of a newbie versus a veteran, and also just kind of, Toto TPC doesn't compete consistently, not like, on all challenges. He's very selective in the challenges that he competes in. I think LOI took a break from from winning last year, and he ended up competing and qualifying later in the session. So I think it's a great matchup here. And then if we look at our next grouping, which is Yoki versus Iqbal Hood. So Yoki, a longtime veteran, Iqbal Hood, more of a newbie. He's a longtime Top Coder member, but more of a newbie in the design space, who's up and coming. This is his first TCO. Yoki, as I said, a veteran. He has been a TCO competitor since 2012. He has qualified, so he is someone who every year says, I'm going to be at TCO. So he qualified in stage 1, and Yoki is a longtime veteran, as I said. So he has competed and won prizes in 247 challenges since he joined in 2008, with 105 first places amongst those challenges. And then Iqbal Hood has won prizes in 23 challenges, and he's been a member since 2015. So I think this is a great matchup. Iqbal Hood, kind of the up-and-comer, Yoki needing to solidify his veteran status and show Iqbal Hood that, who's the boss. So I think that's a great matchup here in this round. And then the other matchup is a Reef K versus Carm. So Carm is also a champion, so from 2017. So excited to see him back at TCO, and he's qualified for TCO in 2015, 16, 17, and now in 2020. I know he's been busy the last few years doing some of his own things. It's great to see him back. And then a Reef K is a solid, long-time designer, consistently places in challenges and does great work for our customers. He has won prizes in 76 challenges and has been a member since 2014. And he also qualified in stage 1. So a great matchup here. And I think, a Reef looking for, to go to the next level, to be a winner, not to be a champion like Carm. And I think Carm, again, like Yoki, looking to hold his spot, right? So very excited to see this matchup. Vicky, any thoughts on those matchups?
Sorry.
Any thoughts on those matchups?
Yeah, they are really great. I wasn't happy for Ravi and Surya. I don't like it, but yeah, it must be, as I'm not a beginner designer. I'm just new. I was just new to top coder, so that's why I don't have that kind of statistics. But it must be really hard for someone who doesn't have that much experience and have to face someone who won hundreds of challenges. That must be devastating. If they are if they let that kind of stress fill their heads. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the outcome of all these.
So what is good for Ravi is he actually has a bye until tomorrow. So while he did lose, he is a number 3 seed, and because it's 11-person tournament, he's actually not competing in this round right now. He actually has a bye, so he will be competing against whoever wins out of Toto, TPC, and LOI. Mm-hmm. So Ravi will play one of them tomorrow, and then it looks like
Which
tomorrow.
is not easy either.
Yeah, no, none of these are easy. And then tomorrow,
yeah, it's not going to get easy.
Tomorrow we have Tong versus I Am Infinite. We have Stark versus Rajesh, and then we'll see. We'll have the winner of Yoki, Iqbal Hood, and Reef K and Carm competing against each other. So it's going to be a crazy matchup again tomorrow.
So it's again Tong and I Am Infinite.
Yep, it's the IMs. The IMs get to battle each other again.
Oh. That's not really hard to say. It's not good for them.
So for everyone out there, the problem that we're tackling right now for our round 3 is we're looking at what we're calling the restaurant order manager. It is again a 30-minute challenge, and this is the first 2 challenges were focused on iPhone, iOS, and understanding really what what a UI and good experience should be on those devices. This is now for tablet screen, and what this is the problem here is not necessarily you and I as people who are ordering from a restaurant virtually right now during our global pandemic, but an application that is helping the workers at a restaurant. So what do they see when an order comes in? How do they fulfill that order? And then how do they take that order out to the curbside for the person who's coming by to pick it up? So imagine right now there's a lot of different point of sale devices out there, and you have all these orders coming in and tickets everywhere, and so how do we make that experience a better experience? So the problem is our restaurant order manager. Here's the write-up. We are in a global pandemic, and restaurants are struggling to stay in business and manage everything online. Many restaurants have launched websites and new mobile apps to make it easier for customers to order and do curbside pickup. This challenge is not about the customer side, but about the restaurant employee experience within the restaurant. As these orders arrive, employees and cooks need to quickly understand the order, as since it's restaurants, many are custom orders, and package up the food for curbside pickup. There's chaos in the restaurant as restaurant employees manage the orders, screens, and printed tickets as new orders arrive. So we are looking for a one tablet screen that shows current online orders and allows an employee to manage the customer's order digitally when they arrive at the restaurant. So the question to the designers is what matters to the employee? What information might be useful for the employee in this hectic environment? Orders pending, time of the order, time of pickup, order details, and then anything else the designer thinks should matter in this challenge. The goal is really think about the employee experience. Design parameters are open, so branding's open. We've asked them to pick a restaurant, food that they like, and use that as their restaurant of choice, and of course not to overthink it. So the first two were focused on mobile phone experience. This is now more of a tablet experience. Vicky, what is this problem? What does this make you think as a designer and as a competitor? You start getting some ideas?
Oh, of course, yeah. Immediately, I want to draw. And I think that we already had something like this in one of these bracket challenges about restaurants and order handling. I remember that for tablet. And it's really interesting. Yeah. People can really go, but if they don't understand the point that they have to solve this problem, they can go to a wrong direction, which sometimes happens. Hopefully not on the TCO finals. And the other thing that came into my mind is that I'm quite sure that we will have some butter chicken mentioned mentioned on the screen.
I didn't even think about that. We should have picked butter chicken. It must be a butter chicken restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so Nick, I would love to go check out maybe some of the designers. If you want to grab someone and we can take a look at what they're doing. Okay. Okay. So we are looking at LOI right now. And so right now, for everyone out there, you can see he is designing, and he has 30 minutes, and he's already done that. You see him working, and then we also see the conversation on the right side with the admin. So LOI, I can't, is he in Sketch or is he in XD? Can you see Vicky?
This is XD, I guess.
XD.
Yeah.
So many of our designers here the last few years have moved to Sketch and XD when, not this is where I'm getting old, where I used to do everything in Photoshop and Illustrator. So it's amazing how much faster everyone can work and put things together, and of course put their systems together using these new tools. But it looks like he is going to town on creating what this looks like. Now, one of the things here is like, this is kind of the gotcha, a little bit of the gotcha in the challenge. But they also, this is for the, they got to remember that this is for the employee, right? So, it becomes a bit of a utility application versus like, show me all the amazing food application, right? So that's part of the problem here, and that's a little bit of the quick understanding in a very small window. So, hey, Nick, who else do we have here? Okay. Now he's had some connection issues, so let's just see if it'll sustain. Okay, so is this Toto TPC? Yep. Okay, we see him cruising along there. Looks like he's putting some mapping in.
Oh, those icons. I always have the problems with selecting icons. Like it was so important at this point. And he's working in
Okay.
Sketch.
So we are
So
now looking at Yoki competing here, putting together his order restaurant management tool. Again, looking to make sure that the designers are not overdoing the I guess I would say the consumer side of this, as this is meant to be a little bit more around the utility aspect of the restaurant worker. But it looks like Yoki is cruising along here. Okay. And moving on to Iqbal Hood. So, yep, looks like he's putting together a nice kind of grid column layout, getting that content in there.
it's interesting that all of them had like a light design, like a light theme.
Well, that's
So
part of it, right? So you only have a small window. So what's the and Vicky, you rocked and rolled in the in your regional, right? So you were the regional champion, right? So
yeah,
yeah, but you were under the same pressure, but it's like what's the decision you make on your color palette, right? Or like, and it has to be a quick decision, right? You
yeah.
can't spend 30 minutes debating what your color palette's going to be, right? So the question really is jumping in and solving. And how did you kind of do it in the regional? What was your thought process of like, I got 30 minutes. What were you?
I don't think that we can call it a process. It's more like, intuition. It's more based on intuition at that time. Of course, there is a process somewhere, but you have to more base them on intuition because you don't have time for all these decisions, which usually I make very slow. Like if you think about the icon selection, which is crazy how much time I can waste with those kind of things.
Yep.
Also, can you maybe tell us about the recent changes that we had in the rules, that this time designers could actually bring some basic design patterns or their design systems or something like that. So it's been handled a little bit different as it was in the last years.
Yeah, I mean, so again, with a shortening of time, I want to be able to give you designers, something back, right? And again, it's not about a design system. It's not about those things. It's about how you solve the problem. Okay. So again, I don't want you spending 10 minutes recreating, redesigning the wheel, essentially. And so if you have existing tools, if you have existing ways of working, you already have because of competitions and the way you work, you already have a system. I don't want to distract from that and force you into something. I want it to be about the problem. I want to be about what is your concept, solving this problem in 30 minutes, and are you able to convey that visually? And I want to get away from it just being, again, you guys spending the entire time, recreating a design system.
Mhm.
Like we have challenges that we do this in. This is more about as a designer, how the knowledge you've gained from all the projects you've worked on at Top Coder, all the customers you've worked on at Top Coder, all the research you've done into UI and UX, and how you bring that into this 30-minute or 60-minute session and solve this problem. And this is a double elimination tournament, so you have essentially one chance to be wrong, right? And then the other times, all the other options, you need to be right. Against that one designer in that moment, right?
Exactly.
So
But
that's,
I also have to, sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
I also have to tell you that I think that I improved in time management somehow since these brackets challenges. I think I participated in 2 or 3 already, and there has been changes in my. I wouldn't say in the process because it's not. Um, so it's not intentional. It just I became quicker somehow.
Yeah. Well, you get warmed up, you think through the stuff, and you're faster. I think we saw that in your competition, right? It's like you got a couple going, and then all of a sudden you kind of know what you want to jump into right away.
Hmm.
And that's what I think you were even saying. I could have done this in 15 minutes.
That was really interesting. So it was on the European regionals that we had some delays, and that's why I lost my time. So if I looked at my at my clock or time on my computer, I didn't know where I was in time. And then Dania at some point she announced that we have 10 minutes left, and I was amazed that 10, and it wasn't like, oh my god, only 10, but still 10 minutes. And since then she's bugging me with this.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I know that was pretty awesome. So, hey, Vicky, it looks like we need to wrap up for the post match. It looks like the challenge should be done now. I'm going to go check on it, and then we're going to be back here to talk with some of the designers in our post match analysis. So, hey, Vicky, thank you for running this while I was running around, and thank you to Nick. And we'll see everyone back in a few minutes.
Thank you for joining us, and